Greetings from Globalcityfarmer. So vacation time is here and many of you all might be planning to go somewhere, traveling. But at the same time, there is one constant worry when we travel for all plant lovers is what to do of home plants when we are not at home. So nothing to worry. In this video, I am going to give you 5 important tips which will ensure that all your plants are doing fine even in your absence and you're enjoying your travel. So let's start now. Tip number 1 is you first decide how many days are you going to travel. So the little bit tips will change if you're traveling for just say 2 days, and if you're traveling for more than 2 days, then the whole thing changes. So first I'm going to tell you, if you're traveling for just say 2 days or less than, like a long weekend kind of a travel, then it's comparatively easy to maintain the plants in your absence. So in that case, what you can do is, on the day of travel, water the plants, all the plants thoroughly in the sense so much water that it should come out from the bottom holes of the pot. That is the main key. Second part in this is cover the topsoil with a good mulch, so that the soil part is not directly exposed to the heat or the sun. Then if your plants are on the open terrace or in the balcony which has no roof, then in that case I would advise you to shift the plants in the little bit shade, especially if your vacation is in the summer time, so that harsh sunlight doesn't damage the plants. So these 3 things you can do when you are traveling for just 2 or maximum 3 days, and I'm sure your plants will be fine. But if your travel time is more than 3 days or more than that, then the whole thing changes, and that we are going to discuss in detail what all the things you can do so that your garden is as fresh as when you are here taking care of it. So when you are going for a long duration, I would always advise to find someone to water the plants in your absence. It need not be done daily, but it needs to be done. So anybody who can help you, your friend or neighbor or somebody who comes to work in your house, anybody who can take care of it, that is a part number 1, that to find somebody who will take the responsibility of the plants, only watering responsibility in your absence, especially because in the summer or also in winter, when the humidity is less, when the weather is dry, the first thing plants start suffering if they get less water. So watering is essential. Now coming to part number 2 or step number 2. Remember, you know your plants very well because you are taking care of them daily. But somebody who has now taken the responsibility of watering them doesn't know your plants in and out or how much water do they need. So it's our duty to make it easy for them. So I would suggest the second tip is to segregate the plants. The plants which require daily watering or more watering, if possible, group them together, keep them together. And the plants which require less watering should be grouped together. For example, the indoor plants or the cacti plants or succulent plants, they don't require daily watering. So in your absence, if your friend is watering them daily, that can damage the plants. So what we can do is group these plants together which require less watering and in the clear instructions either on message or near the plants, make a note and say water this on this date and this date, so that excess water doesn't happen for those plants which are less water consuming plants. And for other plants the person can water regularly. Also just advise them how much water. Try and keep the instructions uniform. Means you cannot expect if you have 50 plants the person will remember each plant requires how much. So try and keep some common figure like 1 cup of water, or once a day in this time, so that it becomes manageable for that helping person. So the tip number 2 was the segregation of the plants. Now tip number 3. So as I mentioned, the plants are not going to get your personal attention because you are outside on holiday somewhere. So before going, ensure that you put vermicompost for all the plants. Ensure no plant gets missed out. So ensure at least 1 fistful of vermicompost for each pot 1 day prior to your travel day. Okay, so that will take care of the nutrition requirement in your absence. If the soil is healthy and nutritious, automatically plants survival chances are better and plants will remain good. So that was tip number 3. Now tip number 4 is, on the previous day or 2-3 days prior to your travel, do a thorough inspection of all the plants, mainly to check if any plant is getting any infection. People like us who have a home garden, we know that on and off plants do get infection and we know what to do to take care of them. But what happens is, when you go for a travel and the plant is already getting some infection, and in our absence it will spread and we are not there to control it in time, so the plant will die. So what we can do is check all the plants, just visual inspection to check if anything you catch. If you find any problem, immediately give the proper treatment. I have made several videos on the plant infection and how to take care of them. I will again give this link in the comments as well. So just check that each plant, check under the leaves and everything, and give a proper treatment. So this was tip number 4. Now coming to the last one, that is tip number 5, is as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, that when we have soil exposed directly to the sun or the heat, the chances of water losing is more. So what you can do is, all the pots at least which are kept totally outdoor or exposed to high sunlight or very bright place, as much as possible cover the soil with good mulching material. Now what are the things you can use for mulching? One is simple, one is the coconut coir. The coconut hair what we generally discard, they are very good for mulching. Any kind of dry leaves, so if from your own garden, if the leaves which we cut, dried leaves, you can use them for mulching. Also you can use onion and garlic peels for mulch. So they are dry leaves, means those peels are dry, so they make a good mulch. Also one more additional tip, bonus tip, the onion and garlic peels will take care of the plants from getting more infected. So if plants like say hibiscus, which is very prone to get infection, or chili plant, capsicum plant, such plants, if you use garlic and onion peels as a mulch, it will help as a infection prevention. So these are my 5 tips and detailed idea on how to take care of your plants when you're going out for holidays, and you can enjoy your vacation without worrying about the home garden. So any queries or you have any specific question about this, please send me in comments or messages. I'll definitely reply it. Happy gardening and happy city farming.